People misunderstand Minsky. They think it's all about leverage, okay? There's this thing about Ponzi and speculative and hedge units. You'll see in the reading for this week, okay? I think that this is reading Minsky through standard economics and not through Morris Copeland. If you read him through Morris Copeland, you'll understand that he's talking about the alignment. The issue is the alignment of cash flows and commitments in time. Okay. This constraint, cash inflow is greater than cash commitments, okay, is something that agents that are like banks worry about not just today, but tomorrow and the day after and looking into the future, okay? And if we're facing a problem today, if we can push it into the future, that lets us fight another day. But let's be careful where in the future we push it, you know, because we know what our other commitments are, and let's try not to push it where we have other commitments. Push it somewhere where we think we're going to have some cash flow. That would be good, okay? So there's this. So let me just now give you an example. So here's an agent, a liquid agent, or a hedge agent, as. And we'll think about time as having 4 periods. T plus 1, T plus 2, T plus 3. And we'll think about cash inflow and cash commitments. Cash inflow, cash flow, cash commitments. For all these examples, let's assume that we have a notion that we're going to get cash flow of 10. And let's think of ourselves as having promised to pay 20. So we're having, over these 4 periods, we're getting 40 coming in, okay? And we promised to pay 20. So there's no problem here of solvency, right? We're making money. You know, we're making 40, we're spending 20, we have a profit of 20. There's no problem here of solvency. I'm trying to take solvency out of the picture, okay, and tell you that there still is a problem. Liquidity can be a problem for you. Suppose we arranged our financing so that we made a promise to pay 5, 5, 5 every period like that. Okay, we got no problem, right? Cash flow is greater than cash commitment every single period from now through. There's no problem. There's no problem. The liquidity constraint does not bind. We're not going to be in trouble. We're not going to have to face that problem of, oh my God, I made a promise. How am I going to meet it? Am I going to liquidate my cash? Am I going to borrow? Am I going to sell a financial asset? It's never going to arise. It's never going to arise if this is how our financing is arranged. On the other hand, suppose our financing is arranged this way. Again, 10. It's all short-term financing, right? That's what this is. This is like financing your business. Your business is going to be coming in, have cash flow of 10, 10, 10, 10, nice business, okay? But it's all financed with short-term debt. So it all is due today. I owe 20 today. I only have cash flow today of 10, okay? I'm facing now a constraint, and I have to do one of those things. I have to use up whatever reserves I have of money in order to meet that, or I have to roll over that debt, meaning I have to find somebody who will let me push that into the next period, or I have to sell my business or something like that. This is the liquidity constraint in action here, and you can see it often is when you have short-term borrowing, that's the sign that you're vulnerable. And of course, real banks are sort of like that, right? They have demand deposits. They have demand deposits. So they're all facing this constraint all the time. And they're borrowing overnight repo markets and so forth. So the overnight borrowing market is going to be really important in this class. People always wonder, why are you focusing so much on overnight borrowing? It's because if you need to live to fight another day, okay, that's where all the liquidity is, and you live to fight another day. And then tomorrow's another day, and you have to do it again. Okay, you have to roll that over again. The overnight borrowing market is enormous. Okay, and you would never know it because you and I do not participate in this. Okay, this is a wholesale money market. I'm just going to give you another example. Okay. Again, 10, 10, 10 every period. Okay. But now, let's say I have a little leeway, okay? Today, I got no problem. Tomorrow or next year, I could have a problem. And I can see it coming. I see the alignment of my cash flows and cash commitments in time. And I say, and in fact, my creditors see that too. Everyone sees, they see that, okay? That these things are not aligned in time. There's going to be a problem in the future. And I could, today, try to take some action to deal with that by refinancing that so that it doesn't, I get rid of it and I spread it out over time. Or maybe paying some of it ahead of time using this 10, you know, or whatever, okay? The point, I mean, these are simple little examples. Why am I belaboring this? The point is that liquidity constraints anticipated in the future have consequences today for liquidity today, right? That you're anticipating that and you're saying, oh, but I'm pretty liquid today, so let me take care of that. Let me trade in some market while I actually have some room to maneuver so that this doesn't come and smack me in the head. Because I don't know, it may be that the markets are just all frozen tomorrow and I'm going to be in trouble. And no one is willing, even though I'm perfectly solvent, right? This is by assumption here. I'm perfectly solvent. If the markets aren't going to let me roll that over, I'm dead. I don't want to be dead. Okay? I want to sort this out beforehand. Okay. So the picture I'm trying to paint for you of the economy is an economy in which there are, at any moment in time, lots of different agents with different patterns of cash flow and different patterns of commitments going out into the future. Okay? There's some agents like this, there's some agents like this, there's some agents like this. Okay? And they're all participating in the same market. They're all trading with each other. Okay? The fraction of agents that are under stress, like this, an agent that's under stress like this has to do something. They can't wait. They have to do it now. They have to borrow now. Short-term interest rates are 10%. Short-term interest rates are 20%. It doesn't matter. I have to borrow now. They are price insensitive. The more people there are like this, these interest rates can really move. And they have nothing to do with time preference, clearly. Right? You know, when you think, we usually think of interest rates as being reflecting something about time preference for consumption today versus consumption tomorrow. I'm pointing out to you that this person has to borrow no matter what the price. Okay? And if you have an inelastic demand for money like this, the price can move very far from its equilibrium rates. Think Bear Stearns, you know, before it collapsed. Think Lehman. Think this is the sort of thing that causes financial crises when there are agents like this in the economy. And basically this is what all banks look like. They have demand deposits, they have short-term liabilities like this that can go away tomorrow. So the vulnerability in the economy has to do with the fraction of agents that are like this who are having trouble rolling over their debt. If there's a lot of agents like this, you know, the hedge agents, okay, they have to say, well, what am I going to do with that extra 5? Okay, well, I got to buy something. Okay, and so they're lending into the market, or they're buying something. It's going somewhere. Okay, so over the course of a business cycle, there's a fluctuation between easy credit, okay, and tight credit, and that shows up in the money market.